A VU meter, that's it, right?
That's it, roger, roger, yeah. My word is SACE. SACE. A little S for the syllabic range and the A for the mid-range. And that kind of lets you know what's going on there, roger, roger.
Roger, yep. Back in the day when I DJ'd a little bit, when I was checking out the sound system and everything, getting everything ready to go, that was my magic word, was toast. Make sure the microphones are working a little bit. But, yeah, before you do the vlog there, I'll be back in a minute here. I got to jump out. I was waiting on somebody, and he finally showed up here. But Nathan's probably in there. See what he's done on HF there, and see if he's still in there. I'll be right back there shortly. K4GHIG.
Roger, roger. Yeah, we are talking down to the London repeater. That was Richard. And Nathan is in there. Nathan, where are you located? All right. Nathan, where are you? Now here I am getting a peg out from London, and everybody disappears.
KE4GJG.
Roger, roger. Now give me the old drip. Thank you very much. Anybody down in London on the channel? Oh, that is pathetic. That is terrible. Got a peg out and nobody's there. Well, okay. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna cut out. I'm gonna go raise some heck down in North Carolina there, Mount Mitchell. So I'll catch you guys later.
Catch you later, Jim. And we're gonna sit back here too, and got 2 radios going, and 3 or 4 conversations at once here. But good talking to you, and I'll be listening here for a while. KG460.
Roger, roger that. Yeah, catch you later. 3's KC9VKV. We're QSY to Mount Mitchell. That's 145-190. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, 3 miles west of Louisville. How about it, Mount Mitchell? Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. How about it, Mount Mitchell? Anybody home on Mount Mitchell? Now, I know there's got to be somebody home on Mount Mitchell. This is KC9VKV, 3 miles west of Louisville.
Hello, Jim. Is that you?
That is me. Hello, hello. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor.
KC9VKV, KD4POS.
How's it going down there? Is Mount Mitchell in North Carolina or where?
I barely have you there. Is that you, Jim?
Yes, sir. Roger, roger. KC9VKV. I'm getting 3 lights back on Mount Mitchell. I'm not. You're not copying me too well?
Oh,
just now. Got you good that time. This is Randy, KD4TOS.
Roger, Roger, Randy. What state is Mount Mitchell in? Is it in North Carolina?
Repeater PL1072. The time is Wednesday, June 21st, 10 o'clock.
Randy, I had another station come up on ID, kind of blocked you there just a minute. You copy me now? Yeah, Randy, I had another station come up on the same frequency and ID'd. Do you copy me okay now?
You're kind of in and out. I swapped radios. Is that better for me?
Yes, sir. Can you talk to me just for a minute and let me find you on the Stack 7s?
Alrighty, here you go. Little audio to zero in on. Been a little while, but seems like you're doing better as time goes on. I can hear you pretty well most of the time. We had a pretty good Qso, well, a couple of months ago or so. Is that enough time? Have you got your beam adjusted?
Yes, sir. My single 7, my favorite single 7, is actually doing better tonight than my Stack 7s. Roger, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Like I said, I swapped radios on you. This one has better audio, at least in my opinion, better mod. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I hear you excellent. I hear you excellent. Now, I would crank in my DBX noise reduction here just a tad, but it takes me a moment to catch the exact level there. So talk to me a little bit more, and I'll go to a DBX.
All right, I'll talk while I'm shutting a thing or two down. They don't all like to get along together too well. Here's you a little more audio to get everything adjusted on. Good to hear you. Recognize your voice before I could even pull out your call sign. How's that? Is that enough, or do I need to like read the book to you or something?
No, that's got it. That's got it. That should take out any residual noise that might be in there. Yeah, I was just talking to Richard down in London, Kentucky, and I was getting a peg out from London, so they got something come up, and so I said, I'll see you guys later. I want to check out Mount Mitchell. Roger, Roger.
Oh, Roger. Sounded really good that time. Well, this 400-mile trip would be better exercise than that London too close for you.
Roger. Now, I think you might be just a little noisy into the repeater. I'm not real sure. Do you have a little higher stage of output there?
I'm going to give it a little more mic gain, see if the modulation will help. I've got the power up. I should be good in the repeater as far as power.
Roger that. I'm going to go bypass the DBX. You know, the thing about DBX is that it's hard to maintain the level. If you have any kind of level shift, it errors by 2. So if the dB level is 2 dB hot, it's after DBX finishes expansion, it's 4 dB hot. So it's real hard to control the level. So I'm going to go DBX bypass. Hang on. Alrighty, I'm in DBX bypass now. So what's been going on down that way?
Oh, same old, same old. Pretty warm here for up in the mountains. But you sounded really good there on that last one. Maybe conditions are just coming in.
Roger, I hope so. Now, I was trying to figure out, is Mount Mitchell in North Carolina, or where is it, Mount Mitchell?
Sorry, we were keyed up at the same time. Sorry about that.
Roger, Roger. I said I was trying to figure out where Mount Mitchell is. Is it in North Carolina?
Oh, yeah, we've talked before. It is in Yancey County. It is not very far from Asheville.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, I know we've talked before, but I never could figure out exactly where Mount Mitchell was. You know, I know it's like 6,600 feet in the air, but I didn't know for sure what state. Roger, Roger.
North Carolina. If you have like a computer map or something, and you can pull up a little town, so it's about 10 miles due south of Burnsville.
Roger that, Roger that. Well, you know, I spent some time in Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, in the 1967 through 69, in a couple of stations there, not in the military, you know, but in commercial radio.
Oh, yeah, well, that's kind of the other end of the state, but yeah, same state. You're sounding really good now. Did I get my modulation up enough, or too much, or how am I doing?
You're doing excellent. That was absolutely perfecto. There was some noise earlier on. It sounded like some crackling. I couldn't figure out exactly what it was, but that last transmission was pristine.
I remember last time we talked, you said that I didn't even make the S-meter, or at least the repeater did, and I can't do anything about that, but the modulation still came through, so that was quite a compliment.
Roger, well, you know, me and you, we share a lot of marginal situations, so we do have audio that penetrates, and even if we don't have an RF signal, we can still be copied as far as the audio is concerned. Roger, Roger.
Well, you at least. I don't have anything going on here. I don't even have the equalizer turned on or anything like that that's built into the radio, but to gain up a tiny bit, and seems to work.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm getting three lights back from the repeater right now, and your audio is just perfect for the situation, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Tiny bit of noise there. I can't do anything about the RF output on the repeater, but if I put better modulation in, I can get better out.
That's a Roger. I think our conditions are starting to slip out a little bit there. That was down to 2 lights, so maybe our conditions are beginning to change. Roger.
Could be. Seems to be in and out, but you're still quite readable. Just got a little static on you.
Roger, I'll have to check my VHF propagation. There's a site on the internet. It's a APRS VHF propagation. You could Google that, and that'll give you a map of the world and show you current real-time VHF propagation situations.
Dropped out completely on me there a few times. I could not get that last transmission.
Roger, Roger. I'm showing 2 lights right now. Actually, 1.5. 1.5 lights right now. 1 and blinking to 2. Hopefully, it'll shift on up there a little bit. Can you copy me at 1.5 lights?
Got most of that, but you dropped the repeater once.
Now I lost your words that time. You were keyed, but your audio wasn't there.
Yeah, I said you dropped the repeater once there, but I got most of it. Can you hear this at all?
Oh yeah, I got a solid 2 lights now. A solid 2 lights. Not a problem. I wish my Stack 7s were working a little bit better. Usually the Stack 7s are doing better than the single 7. I don't know what it is though tonight.
Like I say, you're making a long trip there, and I'm getting most of it. Things are working.
Yeah, I was just trying to tune the Stack 7s. I'll just leave it like it is on the single 7. Probably Stack 7s just aren't functioning tonight. Well, what's been going on down there, man?
Oh, I wish I had something interesting to tell you, but I don't. So, I've been curious, are you still recording your Qsos, some of them?
Randy, I'm doing this one. I started off down in London, and like I say, they got busy down there, and got sidetracked. So I said, well, I'll catch you later. I'm going to go check out Mount Mitchell, and so here I are.
Here you are really well that time. That sounds good. If we can hold that up, we can have a conversation, no problem.
Roger, Roger. Well, I can deal with 3 lights. I'd rather have about 8. But, you know, at 400 plus miles, I'll take what I can get, Roger.
Oh, you're really good there. Like I said, I can't give you any more RF. The repeater's got that. If I can adjust my modulation and hope for good conditions, that's about all I can do.
Well, you got absolutely perfection going on right now. Don't change a thing. The rest is up to Mother Nature. You are doing all that you can do. You are perfect, Roger.
Appreciate that. You always sound good. Sometimes you're really over the top loud, but you're just right in there, just good now. Sounds good. Very good.
Roger, down to 1.5 lights. I'm probably going through a little fading situation. But it is always a pleasure to work Mount Mitchell, and you, sir. I really enjoy being able to catch you. You know, when you're on the air. Kind of got a little noisy there. I did get a little noisy there, but you know, I think the time before last managed to talk with Ken, WA4BBW, and that was a real pleasure. That Qso, you know, he's the father of this repeater. Roger, Roger. Randy, you going to be around the radio for a little bit?
Oh yeah, I just got it on. Just wasn't doing anything. Just happened to have it on.
Roger, Roger. I'm down to 1 light, so I'm going to take a pause here for a moment, and I'll give you a shout just a little bit later. Roger. Roger, Roger, Randy. I'll give you a shout back in about 10 minutes. I'll try you back in about 10 minutes. This is KC9VKV. And this is KC9VKV, and see what's going on in Bonnieville. KC9VKV, anybody down there around Bonnieville?
Jim, I think they all went to bed on us, KK4JV.
Roger, Roger, let me pull the beam around. How do you copy now?
Oh, you're sounding great into the machine. No problem whatsoever.
Roger, Roger. I got a little bit of frying noise tonight. I don't know exactly why, but so what's going on down in Bonnieville?
Well, I don't know, because I don't live in Hart County. I'm in Warren County, so I couldn't tell you what's going on in Hart County.
How far are you away from the Bonnieville repeater?
Let's see. Warren County to Hart County is, be honest with you, Jim, I couldn't tell you.
For a piece, huh?
Oh, yeah, because I have trouble getting into the Bonnieville repeater with my HT, so yeah, it's a fur piece from me. But on my 7100 here, I don't have any trouble at all.
No, you're solid in for sure. So they all went to sleep. That's unbelievable for the time of day it is. They're usually just getting started now.
Oh, I just said that, Jim. I don't know that to be a fact. I just said that just to see if anybody would key up, but I guess not.
Yeah, where's Ronnie?
Oh, that old goat probably got his head stuck in the television or on HF or who knows.
Yeah, it's so hard to say. Have you heard Ron, the 18-wheel driver, lately?
Haven't heard him tonight, no, but Ronnie was telling me earlier that he was in here, I believe it was last night or night before last. I don't remember.
Roger, Roger. Well, that's good because last time I heard it had been a while since he had been on the radio, so we're thinking that maybe he had his route changed or something, This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, 3 miles west of Louisville. And we are a vlog recording tonight. I just was talking to Mount Mitchell, 400 and something miles away, and we got a little noisy there, dropped down to about one light, so I thought I would pull away and check out the Bonnieville repeater for a little while, and then try back with Mount Mitchell. Roger.
Oh yeah. I don't know about conditions. I
Hadn't been on QRZ to check out conditions here lately, but anyway, like I said, I don't know where these lazy people are. Doggone their ornery hides.
Roger. Well, you will be on this QSO, so I'll probably post it sometime tomorrow, so you'll be able to copy the mail on your station. Roger, Roger.
Now, do you post that on your QRZ page or what?
Oh, Roger, Roger. Yeah. Qso-Vlog. If you do call that a search, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, to bring up the QSOs. And there's one that has all of them on there, and it may not list this one, but it will be the second one in that batch. Roger.
Okay, well, now, is that on your QRZ page, or do you have a YouTube page, or what?
Oh, that's YouTube. Go to YouTube and do a call letter search, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor. Roger, Roger.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll do that while I'm sitting here.
Roger. Well, I won't have this conversation on there until probably tomorrow. Roger, Roger.
Well, that's all right. I'd like to check that out. That sounds pretty neat.
Oh, Roger. We've got one in there that we used this repeater along with Gallatin and E-Town and the 850 here in southern Indiana, and then the North Vernon repeater. It's a 280-mile running QSO from Gallatin, Tennessee to Indianapolis, Indiana. Roger.
I got you pulled up right now.
Roger, Roger. Well, the first one you see there is on the one that has them all in there is Art Bell, and then below that I'm not exactly sure where I was yesterday. But anyway, I'm going to probably jump back and see what's going on in North Carolina up on Mount Mitchell, but I'll have this one probably posted tomorrow sometime. Roger, Roger.
Okay, yeah, I'm watching one that you posted. Let me see. I don't know if it tells on here. No, I don't see a date on this one, so I'm not sure when this was posted.
Roger, Roger. In the description part, if you pull it up on a computer, in the description part, I'll usually have a date there. You know, the words. In other words, if you just pan down, there's a description segment, and I usually have the date right there. Roger. But I'll tell you what, I'll try you back in just a little bit if you're still in there.
91, 917, it says it's you.
Roger, Roger. Well, I'm going to jump out for right now, but if you're still in there, in a little bit, I'll check back in with you. Roger.
I'll talk to you later. KC4JV monitor.
Roger, Roger. I'm getting 7 lights back from this repeater. 7 lights back from this repeater right now. So 3s, and we'll catch you in just a little bit. And this is KC9VKV, and we are going to go back to Mount Mitchell and see what's going on with Mount Mitchell as I twist the magic dials here. And let's see here, see how to do this. KC9VKV. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. How about it, Randy? I got 4 lights on Mount Mitchell now.
Oh, you're sounding really strong now, Jim. K84TOS.
Roger. I was just talking to another station down south of me. They're about 70 miles or so. Just to let conditions kind of build up on this one a little bit, Roger.
Oh, this is good as it gets. No problem talking here. You sound really good. Oh, I hope I'm making it back okay.
Absolutely perfect. Could not be better. Nice full audio, nice quiet RF. The gods are smiling on us tonight. Oh, and I'm getting 4 lights back right now.
Conditions are coming around. I did look at some of your videos, and although you had a lot of equipment sitting around, are you using your 2900 right now?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, my 2900 is my my best gun. That is my favorite radio. It's the best radio that YAESU ever made. 75 watts output, so I'm usually giving better than I'm getting, Roger.
Well, it sounds good. I have one right here, too. I don't use it very much, but I should use it more. I think I do get better audio as far as modulation on this particular one is the only thing. It doesn't have quite as much power.
Roger, of course, you know you've got your module control. I think it's number 24 in the menu, you know, and you can crank that. And the 2900 does real well when you need to really step up the audio, Roger.
Right. I guess it would. I think it does well, but I haven't bothered to move it. Most everything is on factory default settings.
Roger. Well, that microphone, the YAESU 2900 microphone, is not the best microphone in the world. It's a pinhole microphone made by pinheads. It has a little bit to be desired. You have to work it just right, or the transient garbage will get louder than the words. You know, when you work a pinhole microphone, transients are a real problem. So I actually have a couple of pieces of foam over the hole on that, but I don't even use that microphone. This is a condenser microphone with a windscreen, feeding an ART preamp, feeding a 3rd octave equalizer, feeding a desktop remote with 6 selections for radios and a push-on, push-off to talk button.
I noticed on your videos you have that foam, the mic muff on there, and you get really close up to that thing normally. I'm on this little factory handheld, I'm back about 6 inches or so.
Roger. Well, with the windscreen on it, you can run a tight mic, and that way your audio level is very consistent. And you know, I'm also looking at a VU meter simultaneously as I'm talking, so I know exactly where my audio level is at all times.
Well, I hope I don't jinx it, but this is totally solid. It sounds as good as it gets. So, what have you been up to? Tell me something. Like I say, I don't have anything interesting.
Roger. Well, we just did a, well, not just did, but I've been doing a repeater interviews of operators that operate repeaters, and I did one for our 70 centimeter favorite repeater in this area, the 444-200, which is located halfway up WHAS TV tower, about 850 feet, which is on top of the knobs, which is 900 feet. So there's about 1,800 feet on that repeater, so it has a really outstanding footprint, Roger.
Yes, you're not like up in the mountains like I am, but I'd say in your area that's really good.
Roger, yes, it is both fang friendly for sure. And we just finished a 280-mile rolling QSO down I-65, starting around Gallatin, Tennessee, all the way to Indianapolis, Indiana. It took 3.5 hours. That's on our Qso-Vlog segments there. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I may have. Was that with a truck driver that runs a fairly regular route up that way? I may have actually heard that one.
Roger. Yeah, we weren't going to use that Gallatin repeater. We were going to start it off in Bonneville, but we started talking to him about 40 miles south of Bonneville. So he was more in the Gallatin, Tennessee area, and so we switched over to that and had him. Luckily, he had that programmed in his radio, so he just switched over, and we started talking to him right at Gallatin, and came right on through switching repeaters. And he's an 18-wheel driver, so he's driving with one hand and switching channels with the other.
I listened to fairly much of that. It was so long I didn't really make it to the end, but it sounded good pretty much all the way through, and you kept switching to make sure it did.
Roger. Starting to take a little fade there, down to one light now. Hopefully this is just a momentary thing, and we'll be back up to 3 or 4 lights here in a short. But the way things are going, it's kind of in for about 5 minutes, and then it's out for about 5, and back in for 5. Roger. Well, let me jump out. If you're still going to be in there, I'll give you a shout back in about 10 minutes when the conditions come back around. Roger.
Oh yeah, I got that fine. If they come back around, give me a call. I'll just leave it on, and I'll be right here. Be glad to talk to you. KD4 TOS, standing by.
Roger, Andy, and I'll probably be posting this tomorrow. So I'll be back in a short. KC9VKV. And we are going to go to London, see if Richard is back on the channel. It's hard to say about that boy. He's always into something. There we go. And let's see here. KC9VKV. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Richard, you there?
KE4GJG.
Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor on the London repeater. Richard, are you around? Got 7 lights coming back from the London repeater right at the moment. 7 lights on the London repeater. But alas, nobody's home.
Yeah, we here. We just now got back in the vehicle. K4G China G.
Oh man, you should be here listening to this, Richard. Well, yeah, you will. I'll be posting this tomorrow, Roger.
Oh, you're still recording?
Yes, sir. I just was talking twice to Mount Mitchell, and in between times I went down to Bonnieville for about 5 or 6 minutes.
Looks like the conditions are changing.
Well, you're a peg out to me right now.
Oh, okay, there you are. Yeah, it must have been a one-way street or something there for a minute. Yeah, I just now jumped back in the vehicle, getting ready to head back towards the house.
Roger. So how is Raccoon Mountain working out for you?
It's been working out good. I went up there and worked on the yard there, the grass. I had to mow a little bit of it today there. It was getting out of control, but then we got that new PA on there, the Motorola MSF 5000 PA's on there now, so that's why it's doing so good up there, I guess. And I haven't really done anything for the receive, though. I need to work on that next. I've been thinking about doing a split antenna to help out the receive, but that 6-cavity duplexer seems to be working very well, though. It makes a big difference. I did have a 4-cavity on there, and we swapped it out. We got a 6-cavity on there now.
Roger, it's just perfect, man. It's just absolutely perfect. How much you doing into the cans, and out of them, what you're doing to the antenna?
I'm throwing probably about 130, 120 watts into the cans, and there's about right at 100 watts coming out of the cans. A little bit, maybe about 110, maybe just a nudge over 100 probably coming out of the cans. So that's what's going up. Probably about 200 feet of hard line.
Roger, man, it's just beautiful. Now, is that 300 watt PA that you just acquired?
Yeah, it can do 350, but I backed it way down there. That way it'll be a continuous amplifier for sure. I don't have to worry about it now. The only bad thing about that amplifier, or the PA rather, it runs on 30 volts. The old MSF 5000 power supplies are 30 volt power supplies. So at the moment I don't have any backup battery capability right now. I gotta get me a power supply somehow or another that'll handle it, and it's got battery backup on it.
Roger, yeah, I was just trying to think of a way that you could get that, but so that's a power supply that actually uses real steel. Roger, it's not a switching power supply.
Yeah, this one here it's actually 2 power supplies. They're in series, and they're the great big copper transformer power supplies. They're big old outfits, big honking power supplies. They're capable of 500 watts each, power-wise. Ampage-wise, I'm really not for sure how many amps they can handle, but I know at full power they pull about 30-something amps at 30 volts.
Roger. So you're talking at least 50 or 60 pounds?
What'd you say there, Jim? I had the phone was ringing there, and it was not for me.
No, I was just saying that power supply probably weighed about 50 pounds.
Hey.
Yeah, every bit of it. They're huge. When they was both in the cabinet and everything together, I had to use a dolly to move it around, and I barely could handle it by myself. That's one thing. That's why I took it all apart in sections. It's a whole lot more easier to manage, to move and whatnot. I've got a great big tall rack with a door on it and everything up there, so it's all in there nice and neat right now. The power supplies are in the bottom, so, and it seems to work very well right now. So far, it's been working, I don't know, non-stop for 2 weeks now, and plus that TechNet runs for about 3 hours on Tuesday nights, and the temperature never got over 100 degrees on it, so I got a temperature probe right on the heat sink and everything, so it's doing good.
Roger, roger. Still getting a peg out. So what repeaters do you IRLP lock together? This one, the Pilot Mountain, and who else?
Majority of the time it's connected to Pilot Mountain via All-Star, actually. But I do have IRLP capability also, but it's all-time connected to Pilot Mountain usually. And sometimes the boys down there in Cumberland Gap, they'll connect in and leave it connected sometimes there. It just depends. They've got some of their equipment down there is not capable of continuous duty, so they disconnect during the nets and stuff.
Roger. Now, what's All-Star and how does it differ from IRLP?
It's pretty much the same deal, but you can do multiple connections at once. With All-Star, where IRLP, you can only do one connection at a time.
Roger, roger. Now, are you still interconnecting with the good folks up in New York and around through there?
Roger, yep. Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. It's the East Coast TechNet, and we connect up with them guys on the East Coast, and there's people from all around the world that check in. It's a technical net, so if you got a question or something like that, you can ask it during that net. And there's usually somebody out there with an answer sometimes, but it's a good net. There's, like I said, it runs for about 2.5, 3 hours usually. Quite a few check-ins.
Roger, roger. Are you on the way home now?
Yep, I'm heading towards the house right now, Mobile, with 5 watts, and the repeater's probably about, it's about 8 miles from me right now. It's not too far away. It's not as far as you are, of course.
Roger. Well, I couldn't even tell it, man. There's no no picket fence or no. Just sounds like you're at the house.
Yeah, I was running. I went to Bowling Green there over the weekend, and I took and put this radio in my pickup truck. I don't have a NMO mount on my pickup truck. I just got a magnet mount on there with a little quarter wave, and I got in from Columbia, Kentucky, over there, and that's a good 65, 70 miles from the repeater. And I got in with a quarter wave, very solid.
Roger that. Now, you remember when we met down at Shepherdsville for the Louisville Hamfest there a couple of years ago? Did you ever hear about that model airplane situation?
Like conditions changed, there's something there. I'm going through a bad spot one here, Jim. Try it again.
I was going to ask you if you remember Shepherdsville a couple of years ago at the Hamfest and that model airplane incident.
Something must be a plane between us or something, or a couple of planes actually. It's blocking.
Yeah, it did kind of drop down there just a little bit. But I think it's on the way up now. Yeah, I was going to ask you, there was a guy that had a model airplane down at the Shepherdsville, Louisville Hamfest, and he was flying it around. And if you recall, I took one of my 7-element Yagis down there, and we were making contact with your repeater in London from that location. And you know, that plane had a problem with its radio control and crashed.
What I'm wanting to do later on is run dual antennas, run the transmit antenna lower on the tower, and then another antenna at the very to the top, for receiving, and split the antenna and run two hard lines. That way it'll work a whole lot better. That's the setup that Pilot Mountain has, and it works very well for him as far as receiving goes. It helps out a lot on the receiver. And make sure it just gets everything off the same piece of hard line. You know, right now we're running duplexers and running one hard line, and that's the next thing to do, the next step to make it better. That's about the only thing I can do now, other than getting a bigger antenna.
Oh, I think you got to do that. If we could just keep the airplanes from flying between us, we'd be doing real well. I was going to ask you about the Louisville Ham Fest a couple of years ago, and remember that model airplane that guy had, and it took a crash, and there was some thought that maybe my Yagi antennas, I was talking to your repeater from down there, that plane might have flown into my target area, Roger? I don't know if that might have happened. Did you hear me? Did you copy me there, Richard?
Yeah, he said, I don't know if that would do it or not, unless he was running, you know, a high frequency, like, I don't know, it might have intermodded his receiver on his airplane and knocked him out of the sky. I have seen that happen before, with intermod sometimes. If it's real close by or something, it would interrupt the signal going to the controller maybe.
Well, let's see here. 75 watts times 12 dB gain. What's the ERP?
A whole lot. It's how many dB gain the antenna is it?
12.
I would add up quick. I know the antenna I'm running right now is only 6.5 dB gain on the repeater up there. It's a diamond. The X50, I guess it is, or 18 feet long, and it's only 6 dB gain, all it is.
Roger, but you're spreading all that around in a circle. and a Yagi, and particularly a high gain, high Q Yagi, my radiation pattern is, shall we say, condensed. It's not as condensed as my stack 20s. Those are kind of like pencil, kind of like a pencil radiation pattern off the stack 20s for UHF. Boy, oh boy.
There must be another transmitter or something up there keying up or something and descension you there, because you was clear as a bell, and all of a sudden you drop out and come back, drop out and come back sometimes there. There's probably another transmitter up there desensing the repeater a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to let it drop out, make sure I was keying it, because I'm getting a peg out on receive, Roger.
Oh yeah, when you do come in, and you're clear as a bell right there, really clear.
Yeah, well, you know, we do have a repeater on this frequency, so it might have been somebody keying at this time. Let me back out of here for a second, and if there is somebody trying to use a local repeater.
Pull up 300. There's one up in, like I said, the other gentleman there the other night sent me an email from Cleveland, and they got one up there in Cleveland on this same frequency and the same tone, believe it or not. Get the same tone and everything. And some of them guys up there was actually keying this repeater up from up there in northern Ohio, and some of them was mobile even, and they was keying it up.
Roger, you're going to be in there for a little bit. Again, I'm getting a full peg out on this repeater, but maybe somebody wants to use the repeater locally. Roger.
Okay, yeah, I'll be in here for a few. I've got one more stop to make too here, and I'm gonna jump out and I'll be back in a few there. KE4GJG.
Roger there, Richard. I'll give you a shout in a little bit. 3 is that I wait for right now. KC9VKV, clear. And this is KC9VKV, and we are going to go back to Mount Mitchell. Going to go back to Mount Mitchell and see what's going on there. See if we're still together on that if the conditions are right. KC9VKV, how about at Mount Mitchell? This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. How about it, Randy and Mount Mitchell? Randy, I think our conditions are still not functioning. I think the conditions are still pretty low to Mount Mitchell. They're pretty noisy, so I'll try back in a little bit. If you manage to hang with it there, I'll try back in about 10. Try back in about 10. And 3's for now. KC9VKV. I'll try in about 10 minutes. Roger, Randy. I got no lights on you, but I heard your audio. Got no lights on you, but I heard your audio. So I'll catch you in about 10 if conditions permit. 3's. KC9VKV. And we'll go back to Bonneville and see what's going on in Bonneville. This is interesting when conditions are prevailing. It's just unbelievable that you can just, when the gods are smiling, so we shall see.
Just think about that, how many people can say that? I'm a very generous, nice person. I always will be, and it's just the way it is. You all, I heard a fella earlier that mentioned he had throat cancer, and my prayers are with you, sir. And I hope and pray for the best for you and your brother as well, from what I understand. So take care, God bless. I'm going to go ahead and clear, and y'all go back to it. I was just sitting back listening on my HT here. KI4ZOC, off and clear. Good night, guys. God bless each and every one of you.
Anyway, have yourself a good night, man. Hang around, man. Hang around. Just go join in there with us. More the merrier there. W4BJG, Bob up there in Campbellsville.
KC9VKV.
Yeah, join in there with us, Billy. Have you a good time. KK4RJV. Go ahead there. Well. His name, let's see that, Bob. Were you trying to, Eric, was you trying to think of me or somebody else? There's somebody else come in there, Bob. Identified he's a 9-call.
It's me, KC9VKV, Jim up in New Albany, Indiana. Well, let's see. Good evening and almost good morning to you guys.
Hello, I thought you were copying me there. I didn't catch all the time.
Roger, sounded like you're not quite into the repeater too good. Sometimes you're in, sometimes you're out a little bit.
Well, I'm on an old Bowflex, I guess, or whatever you call these things. It's about 5 watts and just a little old stub antenna on it, sir. I have to sort of get close to where it's pointing out my antenna outside there to really do any good there. But anyway, we let Eric or Bob go ahead and pick you up there. And I did hear again there, though. so I have to think of your name. You must have interest that knows your name.
Roger, Roger there. Yeah, it's I know about Bowfangs, man. I got 3 of them. So, but you know, I have a real good 70 centimeter repeater in the area that is real Bowfang friendly. So that it's really nice when you have a repeater that's close to you with the Bowfangs.
Yeah, I hit that repeater there pretty good if we're getting the right spot there. But it don't do but 5 watts, so I used to have a little old YAESU it's the R60 there. That thing, I could hit a lot of repeaters around here on 5 watts. This year just don't do hardly as good as that do.
Roger, Roger. Who else we got in there?
He's got Bob.
I'm in here, Jim. K4RJB.
Roger, Roger.
In here too, Jim. W4BJG.
Roger, Roger. Well, I'm still waiting for Ron to be checking in if he's true to form on his 18-wheel schedule. About time for him to be coming in there.
Yeah, about time he'd be coming in. He was in here last night for a little bit. Yeah, he should be getting in here any time. You talking about Lynn, Bob? Oh, Ron, he's a truck driver, comes through about this time every night. Okay.
Well, I'm going to jump out there and get me a cup of coffee. I'll catch you guys in just a little bit.
Yeah, okay, Jim. W4BJG. All right, Jim. KK4JB.
Roger, Roger. See you guys in a minute.
Yeah, come on back there, Jim.
And let's see here. We're going to try to Mount Mitchell again. One more time on Mount Mitchell and see what the circumstances are there. Let's see. KC9VKV. How about it, Randy? This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, 3 miles west of Louisville. How about it, Randy, on Mount Mitchell?
You're in there, but barely. Got you. KD42 is.
Roger, I got 1.5 lights. I got probably 1.5 lights. Probably not going to get much better conditions, I wouldn't think. Of course, you know, VHF is strange in that usually propagation increases, say, between midnight and 8 a.m. On VHF for whatever reason. I don't know why it is.
Well, I actually do not understand the technicalities either. It's obviously atmospheric something, but no, I really don't know. I changed radios. Let me get back on the other one again. I'll be right back.
All right, now I've got the level set for that radio. I have a level set for that radio, so we shall see when you come back with the other radio if there's an increase in modulation level. Just see if there's an increase in modulation level when you come back with the other radio. Roger, Roger.
Sounding good now. This is the other one off. Am I making it okay? Can you tell a difference? Better, worse, same?
Yes, sir. That radio right there is about 5 dB hotter, modulation-wise, than the other radio. Roger.
I played with the equalizer while you were gone. I went on 700, 1100, and 1500, and added just a very tiny bit in a fairly broad band on all three of those AF frequencies.
Roger. Well, the modulation is just outstanding modulation, and it is about twice as loud as the other radio. Roger. I had to turn you down.
Well, I just touched them just a very tiny bit, but I thought maybe you could hear me better. I think the radio itself is better. I've been using this when I was listening to some shortwave broadcasts, and that's why I had to change.
Roger. Now, I might have noticed just a little scratchiness in your key on that microphone. I'm not real sure, but it sounded like the key contact might have been just a little noisy. Come back and let me listen to you again.
Okay, there we go. Hang on, I'll do it again.
That was clean.
Same thing, same mic. How's that?
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, it might not have been, but just a little static, and it didn't sound like any RF kind of static. It just sounded like the microphone key might have been a little staticky, but those last two transmissions were perfect, Roger.
Great. Thank you. You're sounding very good now. I can understand you well. The conditions, they just kind of come and go. We're at the mercy of nature, aren't we?
Absolutely, absolutely. And Mother Nature, sometimes, she has her own plans, and she doesn't care what you want to do. It's what she wants to do. So, but I'm just happy to be talking down there 400 miles plus to Mount Mitchell.
Well, you're doing it very well right now. I got to say that. I was curious. You did not tell this to me, but I overheard the Qso, or it might have been one of your YouTubes, but you were talking about when you were young and worked at a commercial station in South Florida. I thought that was interesting. I don't remember the details. What was the deal on that?
Well, I worked for a couple of stations down there. One was a WJNO radio, which is really at the time was a flagship operation, really first class. Studios on the Inland Waterway right in downtown West Palm, right on the lake. Actually, the antenna for that radio station was in the lake. It had a pier that you walked out on, and the tower was out on the pier, and the ground radios were in the water. And also they had a road called Flagler Drive, and the ground radios went right across Flagler Drive that were put in when they built the road. So and that was really a beautiful operation. Had a sunken studio. The studio was about, you walked down into it about 2 or 3 feet deeper, lower than the rest of the station. Really nice facility, Roger. And we have talked out our conditions. We are conditionless right at the moment to Mount Mitchell. Well, when Mother Nature says it's over for the moment, folks. So I think what we're going to do is wrap up for the night. Mother Nature has been very generous. We've had Qso's with London, Kentucky, Mount Mitchell, and Bonnieville, Kentucky. So she has been very nice to us tonight. And so we will say 3s, and this is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, and we'll be clear.